How to remove an inquiry from your credit report. Free letter, dispute letter included, plus an opportunity for you to get access to some credit and financial coaching for pennies on the dollar, but you'll get thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of value. What up? You got Mr. Smith, 0.5 of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and in this brief video, I want to talk about getting inquiries removed from your report. Now, there are a couple of different ways to go about it, so this is just one example, and this letter is just one example, and you can use it verbatim. You can adjust to your liking, but I'm just going to tell you something that has worked for people, that people use, and I just wanted to give it to you in the form of giving value. If you haven't already and you like getting free access to information that you can apply, subscribe, hit that bell notification, because we got a ton of different things up the pipeline that will definitely benefit you from a credit and financial standpoint altogether. So I don't want you to miss out on anything. And if this video does you any justice or gives you access to something that many people might have even charged for, then you definitely want to share it with somebody else who you feel may benefit. Now, I previously talked about getting letters or inquiries removed. This is the thing, as it relates to inquiries, why do you want to get them removed? Well, a lot of times inquiries could ding at your credit score, especially if it's a hard inquiry. Now, we're speaking of hard inquiries. The difference between a hard inquiry and a soft inquiry is this. A soft inquiry is just a creditor or entity that you might already be in a relationship with, or somebody who might be wanting to pitch a product of theirs to you. They might do a soft pull just to see where you're at, to see if you're still in good standings with them, or to see if you qualify as being the perfect client for them. So that's a soft inquiry, usually nothing to worry about. A hard inquiry is you applying directly for something and then it shows up on your report. Now, when you apply with some places will run your credit through multiple different entities and they all show up on your report as a hard inquiry. And many times people say that if you do it in a small window, it doesn't hurt as much. And that can be true to a degree, but a lot of times those inquiries are on your report. And this is what you have to understand. The only inquiries you want to remove are the ones that you don't have accounts associated with it. So you don't want to remove an inquiry with an entity or a creditor that you have a relationship with. So if you did get approved through a particular company, let's say it was Capital One, and you have a Capital One account that you set up recently or years ago, you don't want to remove that inquiry due to the fact that you actually have a relationship with them. Now, that being said, if you go about removing inquiries, make sure it's an inquiry that you didn't establish some type of account with. And this goes for old accounts as well. You don't want to necessarily remove those hard inquiries. However, they'll fall off if it's within a 2-year window. So don't worry about it, because after 2 years, it should fall off. And sometimes they don't. But, you can either leave it alone, you can get it to remove it if you just don't want it there, no big deal. But without further ado, let's talk about the hard inquiries as it relates to disputing it with the bureaus, because you can dispute hard inquiries directly through creditors. But in this case, I'm just going to talk about directly through the bureau because it can help your score. There have been times where a person has had a ton of different inquiries and their score has increased by 100 points due to the fact that those inquiries were hurting their score a couple points apiece because they were hard inquiries and they were recent. And by recent, I mean within the past 12 months at least. Those inquiries can take a hit on your credit, so it's worth understanding this and tapping into this video. And if you have not already, hit that thumbs up button, hit that bell notification. That way you don't miss anything going forward. And it just lets us know that you appreciate this type of content. And if you have any questions, put it down below. Now, if you want to get access to other letters outside of what I'm about to share, click that available link below. It should be a credit link that allows you to get access to a coaching opportunity to where we guide you through the credit process, as well as you get access to modules and letters and some other financial things that can help better your finances, because credit is just one piece of financial literacy, but it's not the overall piece. Most of the time people have financial issues in other areas. It just shows up on their credit. So we want you to get access to a system that allows you to understand it all full circle. So if you click the link below, you should see an opportunity to get access to the system, and it's basically a money membership. At the time of this recording, it may be $19.95, but it is originally priced at $200, so that's 90% off, literally. So if it's anything under $200, whether that's $50 or $100, grab it. So don't get caught up on the fact that it's no longer $19.95 to get access, but it is a monthly membership. Get access to it, get access to us, countless letters, the whole 9 yards. So let's dive in. Let's go ahead and pull up the letter. I told you it was going to be the free letter included. And basically you can, copy it as you see fit, or if you want to adjust it, then feel free to do so. So basically letters are formatted very similar. Different people do it different ways, but they're formatted very similar for the most part. So in this, you see all of these spaces. Basically this is what will go in this area. So this will be your first and last name, your address, and it says client because, I have a ton of different letters that I have access to, but this will be you. So if you're fixing your own credit, or if you're fixing a client's credit, then, you're welcome. But long story short, this will be the person who going through the dispute, their information, then it'll be the bureau address and the current date. And then the reason for this is a request for investigation of an unauthorized inquiry. And then this is saying it's unauthorized, or if you don't remember it, or it's not an account that you have a relationship with, then it can definitely be worth disputing. And this is just pretty simple. Like, don't overcomplicate this. You see how short and sweet this is. To whom it may concern, I check my personal credit report, which I acquired from your organization on this date, and I noticed that this unauthorized inquiries has been made. So this is what you got to understand. Well, I'll keep going. And then right here, it'll be the item itself. It'll be the item itself that you're wanting to dispute, or the inquiry itself that you're wanting to dispute. I contacted creditor/furnisher who placed the inquiry and asked them to remove their credit inquiry from my credit profile. I also asked them to cease their illegal activities immediately, but to date there have been no responses from their office. Since sending the letter more than 30 business days ago, they have failed to respond and honor my request. Therefore, I must request your help in resolving this matter. In accordance with the FCRA, I request you immediately initiate an investigation into this inquiry on my credit report to determine who authorized the inquiry. If, once your investigation is complete, you find my allegation to be true, please remove the unauthorized inquiry from my credit report and send me an updated copy of my credit report at my address issued above, or listed above. If you do find the inquiry reference above to be valid, I request that you please send me the full description of the procedures used in your investigation within 15 business days of the completion of the investigation. Thank you for your help and your assistance. So this is basically a letter after you disputed directly through some of the creditors. Now you can edit this, where you see fit, but there's some verbiage in here that can be beneficial to you if you just want to keep it verbatim. Then basically you do sincerely, put your name, and you're good to go. You can sign it, you don't have to sign it, totally up to you. But I do recommend that if you're sending this to the bureau, that you also include a copy of your ID and proof of address, which can be a copy of your utility bill. It doesn't have to have how much you owe and all of that. The main thing is the company and your address, basically proof that you received mail at that address, and a clean copy of your ID. And if you send those together, it proves that it's you. And then you put this request out there, and it's a good chance you can get that hard inquiry removed. But remember, make sure you're not disputing or going against an inquiry that you actually have an account with, and make sure the hard inquiry is within a 12-month time span, so that way you don't spend a lot of time doing something you don't necessarily have to do. So hopefully this helps you. Let me know if you're able to use this letter and you're able to get some type of results. I would love to hear it. Love to see the credit scores going up all across the planet and just giving you something that many people would charge for. So thank me by hitting that thumbs up, that bell notification, and sharing this with somebody else who you feel may benefit. That's all I got for now. Mr. Smith, signing out.